I am surprised by the number of people who don't know how to sew anymore. Hi, I'm Cher, and welcome to a different corner of my house. Although it's not really a corner, it's the center of the room. I thought there'd be more light here. I am a musician who has not one but two small businesses to keep me going. Business one is that I buy and sell used and rare books. Business number two is a handmade sewing and craft business. I mostly make bags, but I do some other stuff like beaded jewelry and paper stuff, journaling kind of things. Um, yes. And after a year of setting up at markets and shows in our small town, small city, very rural area in Northwest Ohio. Um, I I am just really surprised by how many people don't sew. I'm old. I grew up in a time when people still were under the impression that it was cheaper to make your own clothes than to buy them in a store. And fabric was cheap back then. Patterns were cheap back then. Um, yeah, no longer. I mean, you can still you can still make clothes cheaper than buying them if you have like alternate ways of buying fabric, like thrift stores or thrift stores or estate sales. Patterns, used patterns are cheap. Used fabric is usually pretty cheap, but you know, basically sewing now is a very expensive hobby that people don't have access to. Oh, come on. The cat wants to sit on the couch. I had the guitar on the couch. Um, yes, where was I? I've said all that. You don't want to see me without notes. At markets and craft shows, um, people will marvel at how much stuff I've made, and they'll say how good it is. It's not really. I don't really sew. I sew decently. I try. I try to be careful. Um, but it amazes me how many people are impressed by my sewing, and makes me wonder about the state of the world. I'm also surprised when you're set up at a craft show how many people, the customer people, not the other people setting up, how many people are surprised that people actually make things by hand. I mean, isn't that why they're there? Now, given the craft shows around here are, well, they're half multi level marketing, like Scentsy and stuff like that. A lot of the craft people, they sell gimmicky stuff like, hot chocolate packs for watching Hallmark movies or things like that. Um, Anyways, and there are a few who actually do make things. I have set up shows where I am the only person who sews. So I have a corner on the market for whatever that's worth. Um, I've also set up at shows where there's tons of people who sew, And it's like, I don't have a single product. I have very few products that no one else has. Anyways, so I don't look like such a rare species in those cases, but it doesn't matter. People ask me tons of questions. I mean, the obvious ones like, "Did you make all this?" Uh-huh. Must take you a lot of time. Uh-huh. Uh, yeah, but they will ask me. There will be people. There will be people who marvel at every little thing. They look at every single thing on the booth. That doesn't mean you're going to sell anything. There are people who look at every single thing on the booth because there are people who sell and they're looking to see, ooh, I could make this. I could. Where did she get the idea for this? Um, but they, or what is this for? I get a lot of that. As an aside, I watched a video recently where one lady, instead of calling her makeup bags, perhaps I should say makeup sized bags, she called them anything bags. And she set up displays with them used in different ways, which is a brilliant idea. And she says she sold a lot more because people would look at them and they say makeup bags and they would say, I don't need a makeup bag. So I am planning to steal that idea and run with it. Questions though. When someone asks me, how did you learn to make that? Where did you come up with the idea for that? Or something similar to that? If I say I got it off YouTube, then they are immediately dismissive. Like they're thinking, oh, anyone can do that. Which, no, you can't. I know I need a better answer for that. And this is me kind of thinking what that would be. I mean, I do use YouTube. YouTube is a great resource. But I don't use the first YouTube tutorial that I see. I watch many, like dog. Like recently, I haven't made it yet, but I have some fabric that I think would make a more hobo bag, a casual sling type bag. I have some heavy canvases that have flowers that are too big for a small bag. I think it would work for that. I have a piece of 1970s polyester. It's the ugliest thing, but it's that bright green, like icy acid green. And I think it would make a great hobo bag. Come on. And I bought some cotton canvas in colors that match it to use as lining because I don't know how well that polyester is gonna hold up. But if I make a sturdy bag out of the canvas and then cover it with the polyester, so I watched 9, 10 variations and came up with a mix of 2 or 3 that I'm going to try. Christmas got in the way. I cut out the pattern that I'm going to use. And we'll keep you posted on that one. When I made my project / Japanese rice bag, I I can tell you exactly where I started. I started where I always start. Debbie Shore. Her videos are old, but she always gives such nice, clear instructions. And I also watch Stuart Hillard. He's one of the people who were on an early Great British Sewing Bee, and I had seen his channel way back when, and I knew he did a Japanese rice bag, so I looked him up special. I had to search him out. And then, of course, all sorts of things came up, all sorts of fancy quilted ones, which I'm not going to do, because if you're going to keep your prices low, you can't put a whole lot of time into it. That was kind of a hard lesson to learn. You have to make things that you can make relatively easily, and charge a price that the people around you can afford. Most of my bags I charge $28 for, which some people think is pricey. I think they're fair, and I do sell the tote bags with a pocket on each side and the straps. Yeah, those sell pretty well. They're about my best seller. But and the people who want to buy them don't complain about the price. So even if it's fabric that someone has given me for free, I have to charge a uniform price, so I just make more money off the ones that I didn't have to pay much for fabric. You still have to buy all sorts of other things. But anyways, I need to price. If something is a huge success and I've got to make tons of them and I'm going to a fabric store to buy the fabric, I have to charge a price that I can get that fabric. So, I mean, anyways, I try to plan projects or products around fabric that I already have. Go into the fabric sewing room and look at the shelves, which are stuffed to overflowing. You'd think I'd be running out by now, but no. In fact, I just ordered some more. I was making an order from Amazon with Christmas stuff, and I found myself looking at clearance fabric. Go figure. And I found a really pretty one. Anyways, yeah, cheap. $4 a yard. Yeah. So I don't think I'll ever be able to sew enough to use up my fabric. And there's the lining problem. I have cool fabrics, no lining to match. I have started picking up flannel sheets at rummage sales, because I can find ones, subdued ones that work as lining. And my people, none of them complain about having a nice, soft, fuzzy brushed cotton rather than flannel, but, we call it flannel. I've never had anyone complain about having a flannel lining. It's more important that the lining look good and bring out what's good in the outer fabric. My people tend to like a denim with flannel, or corduroy. Corduroy goes over well if I can find it cheap enough. Oh, let me tell you a story as an aside. I wanted to make a jumper, what people in England call a pinafore. We call it a jumper. Just a plain, simple, I wanted it to be black corduroy. Oh my God. I spent $60 on black corduroy to make a jumper. So much for cheaper to sew your own clothes. But anyways, yeah. You really have to watch the prices when you're selling, don't you? Anyways, that about wraps up how I research new products, I think. Oh, I write everything down in a notebook because I can't remember it. I have bad memory problems. So I have all these, when you're going to make, let's say you're going to make a book sleeve, which you hardly need directions for, but when you don't know how to make one, you look at all these tutorials and you can't remember what they are when they're gone. So once you decide which one you want to use, it's good if you have it written down. Very good. And sometimes, like 2 years down the line, it's like, oh, I need to make more of these. Well, heck, I had to make more scrunchies and couldn't remember how to make those. I had to look up my scrunchie tutorial. That's me. Okay, now it's time to force a song on you. Here's my guitar. Not much to say about it. Like everything else so far, it's an old tinfoil song. And did I write this? I wrote the words, but I think there was already existing music. I can see into the darkness, but darkness don't scare me. I can see your sultry soul, your spirit running free. I can see you dancing underneath the willow tree. I have newt and witch's brew, and that's alright by me. Get it on, yeah, yeah. Get it on, yeah, yeah. I have heard the stories, but the stories don't scare me. I can look down right into the eye of destiny. Swallow up your spirit whole and come back home to me. You can turn your spell on me and I won't be afraid. Get it on, yeah, yeah. Get it on, yeah, yeah. This is where the solo goes. You can whisper magic words into my mortal ear. You can thread your voodoo spell through every strand of hair. I have nothing left to lose, I've nothing more to fear. I will give myself to you to do with as you will. Get it on, yeah. Get it on, yeah, yeah. Get it on, yeah, yeah. Get it on, hey. I remember how it went. When I moved to Mexico, I couldn't play the chords of the song. So I rewrote chords I could play. That's why the chords are so simple. And it changed the tune. Of course, it changed the tune. And when I came back and got with the band again, yeah, they had to learn it my way. uh, yeah. Anyways, that's it. See you next time. Thank you.